After every terrorist attack, left liberal governments repeat the same hollow phrase. The suspect was known to authorities. They say it as if awareness equals protection. It does not. Because if someone can be known, monitored, flagged for extremist Islamist views, and still retain access to firearms, then monitoring has failed completely. In Australia, the state boasts about strict gun laws. Yet in this case, rifles were still available inside a known extremist environment. Let that sink in. An individual associated with Islamist extremism was on the radar of authorities, and firearms were still legally held, stored, and accessible. That is not a loophole. That is a political choice. Left liberal humanist governments are terrified of acting too early. They fear being accused of discrimination. They fear media backlash. They fear violating their own ideological dogmas. So they separate ideology from risk. Islamist extremism is treated as a sensitive social issue, not a red flag for gun access. Firearms licenses are not reviewed. Weapons are not removed. Safeguards are not triggered. Because intervention would require admitting that ideology matters. And that is something modern left liberal governance refuses to do. This is not about ordinary Muslims. This is about extremists, and a system that bends over backwards to avoid confronting them. A government that truly prioritizes public safety would ask one simple question. Why does someone linked to extremist ideology still have access to guns? But that question was never asked. Instead, authorities watched, they monitored, they documented, and they allowed firearms to remain in reach. Surveillance without consequences is not security. Gun laws without ideological risk assessment are cosmetic. Tolerance without limits becomes appeasement, and appeasement always ends the same way, with innocent people paying the price. A government's first moral duty is not to protect its image, it is to protect its citizens. If extremists can still legally hold or access firearms while being known to authorities, then the system is not broken by accident, it is broken by ideology. And until that changes, known to authorities will remain what it is today, an excuse spoken after tragedy, not a safeguard before it.